Silence is golden. You all look real good. Look like the children of God. You all may be seated. I'm not going to hold you very long. I got quite a few things to do. I'll be leaving in the morning. So I'm going to make this real quick. Since we are quick thinking, fast moving. Right up to... Really? Well, I hope that's true. I want to say a few things. First, I'm going to say this. I'm very pleased to know that we do at least have someone in the nation that's working to make sure that this idea is recognized or realized by us and others. What we're doing is something that is different from anyone else, and without me it could not be done. Those of you that are with me and you like what's taking place and you like the knowledge, you would have to admit, if it were left up to you to do it, you couldn't get started. So since we're doing something that no one else can do, there has to be a very favorable end to this. Would you agree? Yes. From the things that has been taking place here lately, I thought I would come out and say a few words to you all, because this is heaven, or at least the development of it. Everywhere else is either a satellite, or they're trying to get to heaven, or at best a bright star. Here is heaven. It's already been ordained that that's what it is to be. However, heaven with no people can't really say it's heaven. So the important part of heaven is you. I know when I was on the ships, a couple of times after that, when I spoke with the scientists, or they spoke with me, and they made the statement that I would have it almost as hard as Elijah, the messenger. So that means anyone that's with me share in that difficulty. When you come to be with me, you got to fight everything. Your children, your parents, your relatives, your friends. Then you find that they really wasn't friends. So it means nothing is given to you without a struggle in this. However, the rewards far outweigh the difficulties that you overcome. And if this is heaven, or is to be heaven, we have to conduct ourselves in such a way that we actually present that. We actually produce it. And the main things that I started to make sure that this would be successful is your thinking. However, mere thought counts for nothing. We got a lot of brothers standing on the corner, talking on the phone, on the web, and everything else, just spouting all kind of crazy and some of a little knowledge, doing nothing. So, the few things that we have going, just to make sure that our thinking is in accord with nature, and that we can grow to actually be God, it appears that most of the small things, you still letting it go. And because you let it go, it looks like we just can't get this done. There's always a problem or difficulty. Why? Because we keep forgetting to do the little thing. You might say, well, I hope Father's not getting on me. I'm not really getting on you. However, I want to reiterate at this particular time, because you can see how rapidly or the pace has picked up in the decline. We got to match that pace. If not, we're going to get drugged down by the aftermath of the fall of the enemy of truth. I'm going to say that again. We have to get rid of personalism. We got to make sure that we do everything that is supposed to be done to make sure everything that is being done is right. It don't have to be fast, but right. And if we don't do that, as the devil is being taken down, it's going to take you with it. You can see that from the lost bound that's still out in the community. I don't think they can go down any further. They're already down. And you know, we are just a fingernail above that. We still haven't produced everything we need to be self-sufficient. We haven't done it. You don't mean that we can't. All the opportunity is here. But we refuse to do the little thing. You're sleepy. Are you lying? And that little servant's a little bit weaker. This is happening all around the nation. Maybe you all thought that things would be much better by now and you'd be laying back in bliss, and drinking lemonade, and getting your toenails and fingernails done. And everything would be sweet. That can happen, but we have to make it happen. I understand the brothers and sisters go to the our beauty parlor. I guess that's what you call it. Brothers have certain days, is that right? Yes, sir. And all the sisters show up to work on the brothers. Is that right? Oh, that ain't happening? In other words, the potential is there. We have a medical center to make sure that we take care of your ills that has gone beyond the holistic way of treating you. That's there. And I don't know if Dr. Marvin is charging you. I don't think so. I don't see anything coming into the secretarial department from it. Maybe the ones that is responsible for making this happen has made everything too easy. And a lot of times, you know, you don't really appreciate something unless there's a little struggle in it. You can feel like, boy, I overcame, I made it. But I'm working to turn that around. We are struggling. However, the little people that I see in the audience here, they shouldn't have to struggle the way we are by the time they get to be responsible for their actions. You don't have to struggle to pay no rent, car note, insurance, gas, all the things that other people pay. You don't struggle to do that. However, it seems to be a struggle to do the small things. Right, Robin? Mm-hmm. A struggle. If you all keep the idea in front of you, like you're going someplace or you have a destination that you're going to that has a little distance. See, if you're going from here to California, walking. Don't say it can't be done. Dick Gregory did it. From coast to coast. But look, walking, look all the things that you see in between. from coast to coast. Look at all the things he had to see. If he didn't keep his mind on making it to the other end, the things that he saw in between would attract him. If it wasn't up but a cool drink of water on a hot day, feet's hurting, I think I'll just stay here. This water is so good. He never reached his destination. I heard a white man preaching. No, he was doing pretty good. He said that he was, and his followers were going through hell. But most of the Christians stop and make a home. They never get out of hell. But he intended to go through it and get on the other side. So it's the same thing with us. Many, many things are opening up to us now. I've dispatched a few people out. And they come to find that here at home, things are going lacking. Simple things. However, very important. If you would just keep your word. If you can't keep it, don't give it. Don't give it. If they say, well, brother, we need you to do so and so and so and so. Will you do that? I can't give my word if I'm going to do that or not. Why not? And if the reason is valid, you won't have to do it. However, to say yes and even go to do what you said after you said yes and halfway do it. Leave all the small things out. So it would be better if you didn't do it at all. Are you all wondering what I'm talking about? Are you guilty? Guilty? Yes, sir. If you weren't, I wouldn't be here talking with you. I think the next meeting that I have, I'll speak on just 24 hours of what comes to me. 24 hours. I can understand what the messenger told his ministers and some of the people that wanted to be halfway smart. Maybe some of y'all can remember the statement. He told them that if they had on their mind what he had on his for a minute, they'd go crazy. Well, he was only the messenger. Every day, from around the country, brother fixed up an automobile, we carried it back, gave it back to the people who wasn't there 24 hours before it wrecked again. However, you don't have to fix it. If it gets fixed, you see it again, oh, it's fixed. But the insurance premium went up $100 or $200. You ain't paying it. Then everyone seemed to have a difficulty following or sticking with the structure. If it's so difficult because it's slow and cumbrous, why don't you come up with an idea to change it, that make it better? Since you're supposed to be God. Your way of changing it makes everything worse. Right, Rodney? It would be something different if we didn't claim to do it right. If we didn't claim that, everybody would have to say those are some good people because we'd be good. But good is not right. It's not right. Every every day, all day, I'm receiving some type of negative from the ones that's supposed to be with us or with me. And 99% of the time, it's something little. They put a quart of oil in too much. Or they put a little oil in the transmission fluid. Or they put a little transmission fluid in the radiator. Or they pulled off from the pumps and ripped off the nozzle. I mean, simple things. I mean, white folks is not doing that to us. We are. And then when it's brought to your attention, you get quite upset about it because really it shouldn't be brought to your attention because you should have never did it. Because it was a little thing. However, every time the little thing is missed, guess, if you will, who has to take the blunt for it? Well, to help you out. The devil always says the buck stops here. Starts here and stops here. Now we're about to open up a real restaurant, or shall I say a larger restaurant in New Jersey. And from where it is, we're going to have some professionals there in key spots, such as cooks and waiters or waitresses. They're going to have to be professional because it's waiting on more than just black people. Where it is located, quite a few Caucasians and other people will be visiting it and patronizing it. And they already know that we're coming. Matter of fact, they're waiting. They say, we can't wait until you open it. This is not one or two people. This is quite a few. Went to City Hall and let them know. Jocelyn and Artania, Sister First, went there and told them what we intend on doing, what they need. And every time they said something, they couldn't believe that they were so astute as to knowing the laws and knowing what was needed. They knew exactly what to say, who to go say it to, and everything. And the people was astounded. How do you all know this man so young? But they're not that young. They just looked at it. The rent there is $3,000 a month. So I don't think we're going to be able to miss the little things there. And the least we could get it was 5 years. We tried to get it for a year if we wasn't making money to get out of it, having an escape clause. They said, no can do. Who am I going to send? Sister First and Sister Jocelyn, they can't do everything. Who am I going to send that I can really, when they go, I don't have to worry about it. Them two were doing so well out of the kitchen. And the people was responding so rapidly concerning the food that they was delivering on Fridays and Saturdays. They wanted every week, every day during the week. They was cooking so much they running out of fish. But do you know the brothers that's supposed to be bringing the fish up from Maryland? They came up, left the fish. I mean, the little thing. And the brother that forgot it works in a restaurant every day with the fish. Knew it was supposed to come up. Never said nothing. Even after the first lieutenant called, is there anything going up to Jersey? Everything is taken care of. There ain't no fish. The little things always make us look bad to the people that we're telling that we're right. You see? Pitiful. Then we got to dash someplace someplace else and pay triple the price for the fish. So Satan just sitting there, he's just cracking up. You look at him. They made $700 there to spend $8. So we in the hole. Just for the little thing. Does this mean anything what I'm saying? What are you going to do about it? Is this the first time I made this request? So, did I ask the same question before? I'm perplexed as to what to do. I mean, I know how to cook some grits and stuff, but I don't think that's going to cut it. We need to have a chef to know what he's doing and not afraid. We need some waiters that know they can wait and they can't wait to wait on you. We need a dishwasher to know that he can wash this and make the place squeak. Then so clean and shiny. Yeah, you all saying yes, that's what we need. Not that yes, I'll be a part of that. First thing, we got to get some people up there to clean it up. Brother Thomas, you all know him? Yes, sir. The King, you all know him? Yes, sir. Khalid, you know him? Yes, sir. They went up and looked at it. They were very, very pleased. The first thing the King said, it's going to take a lot of cleaning. Which I know because I walked in and saw it myself. The place has been vacant for about 5 or 6 years, Brother Counselor? Yes, sir. Been vacant. However, what took place to people that had it were residents from another country. They like just closed it down and left. They didn't even take the money. Everything is there just like they would come back in the morning and go to work. Everything is in it. Matter of fact, it's too much stuff. That's it. So we're going to have a cook to go up to let us know what is needed, what's not needed. And we spoke to the owner of the place and said, well, look, some of these things we don't need, but we can use it in other places if you want to give it to us. He said, that's highly likely. Just about every black person that I've seen there in Newark is a Muslim or they got a Muslim background. And nobody has a restaurant. People with Lewis and them got a little corner. I mean, a little corner. If 2 people walk in, they can't turn around. They're doing that kind of business out of the kitchen. They started off with $400 on Friday. They worked up to $600 on Saturday and worked up to $1,100 on Saturday. Just 2 people cooking. Friday pays for the inventory, and Saturday is usually all profit. Brother Counselor has been working very dutifully. We've got just about all the paperwork in that Bobo wants to see and wants to make sure that he knows who's opening up in his city. We got the bank account open. Everything is ready to go. And this has all took place in about a week and a half. That's true. But I need somebody with me. I might not say praises be to you, but I certainly will say thanks. Are we going to make this work or not? The diner here was absolutely miserable, disgusting, doing nothing. And as soon as I send one of the wives there, now it's flourishing. I mean, like, what's with that? Had brothers there. God being God. $20 a day, maybe $100 once in a while. Now, 7, 8, 9, 15 a day. What happened? It's the same restaurant. When you say that, Robin, you can sit down. I'm not working with a restaurant. I make sure that there's one that's so you have an opportunity to perfect yourself. And we still paying what, $300 or almost $400 a month rent on it, Brother Secretary? Well, I should ask where's Brother William? Oh, that's the secretary of the table? Oh, okay. Just checking things out here. Maybe the sister captured you over there. There's very few things that we own that we're paying a mortgage on or that we have bought outright. Everything else we're paying rent. That's because we don't never do things right enough to bring about enough capital to actually purchase something and don't pay it. Have you got it too easy? You do? So you want me to make it harder for you? Well, things like losing the contract with pantry, the food pantry, makes it a little harder for you. We had asked the devil and we made sure he was going to do it because we gave him the system to do it with. To take care of us from 20 to 25 years. So things are never done the way we think, however it's done. So when you overlook how things are being done, you think it's not being done. And when you don't follow the structure, you mess it up. We're not people that's fighting against a company, an industry. We're fighting against Satan and the devil. You all that their style is part-timers. I don't know of a better name than that, and why you would find it offensive baffles me. It absolutely baffles me. If you're working out in the world, or even if you're not working in the world, however, you're not working full-time with this, only part-time, meaning part of the time. When we are doing it all the time, which is called full-time. We have obligations to ourselves and to whoever we are renting from, paying a mortgage to, the things that it takes to heat the building, the lights. We have to take care of that, period. Period. And since the diner wasn't doing nothing else that we were doing was really bringing in any real finance. And if we asked you all to participate or even to help those that are here that's full time to become more efficient at what they were doing, well, where's the problem come in? You know, if you really believed, if you knew, that's even worse. However, if you really believe that I'm Allah, and you come in part-time and you give a lot of problems, I could give you some problems. I mean, I really could. However, I didn't come to give you problems. I come to put you in heaven. We have a diet a general diet that we usually adhere to make sure that we keep ourselves healthy and strong enough to fight off diseases and whatnot. And you all that do not follow it, and you're not with us full time, and you send your children to school, don't pay no tuition, and your children are half sick because you're feeding them wrong. You got this cable TV and whatnot, and they're learning all the stuff off of that right along with you. That you already know, but the children are learning it too. And they come to school. So they infect the ones that are full-time and taking time to make sure they and their children receive what is right. You know, maybe you may say, well, Father, it's easy for you because you're Allah. It might be easy for me if it was just me. I'm carrying all of you all. Every day, Brother Secretary William calls me and gives me a daily dose of craziness. 1 o'clock every day. Father, we have $1,000 in the bank and we owe 10. But you don't know that. Because I don't tell you. But the lights still stay on. You still eat. Look, most of y'all look pretty healthy. So you can't say you're hungry. Should I be saying this to you? Before I actually was allowed to come into the nation of Islam, when the messenger was here, I could be considered a part-timer because they didn't have anything for me to do at that time. And at that time, everyone was earning money. The nation paid you. Wasn't that much, but you got paid. So what I did, when I worked all kind of hours of the day and night. And if I had to come home and they were doing something at the temple, I would go there and do all I possibly could do there. And when anything that I had, the vehicles or whatever, if it was needed, when I wasn't using it, they had it. And whatever money I made, I kept enough just to pay the bills, buy the food, and the rest of it I donated. I gave it. And I never gave no slack talk or no crazy reasoning to somebody or the official or whatever. And I didn't talk down and I didn't cause no suspicion on no other brother or sister. If something took place that I was in disagreement with, I went to the person themselves and made it known. And usually I found out that I didn't know all the ins and outs, so I was wrong. But I found out. I didn't go off on my own thinking and then make a judgment about it. So there's nothing you are doing or can do that I have already done or is doing. Now let me say this too. Nothing upsets me more than someone that's with me and been with me long enough to know how to think. And then, for some strange reason, they start going against me. I can understand now why Satan, when he calls you to be all popular and so forth and whatnot, as soon as you make your mind up that you're going to be what right, he take everything from you. You don't know what the heck happened. You know, everything just seems like just goes. Look at poor Michael. Just mention Louis Farrakhan's name. Now he's so traumatized he can't hardly walk into the courtroom. Satan taking everything back from him. So I said, I understand that now. You sleepy? When white folks were ran over the hot deserts into Europe, the gods made them do that. And I think it is written, if I'm not mistaken, we took everything from him except his language, or the language. So when people do those kind of foolish things, I get very upset. First thing comes to my mind, take everything back. If I give you another person, and they are with me, and they are close to me quite often, enough that I would know they're thinking all the time, because they are never away from me long enough for them to do any kind of trickster or tricking in their thinking without being seen. And then, if you have a problem with that person, it kind of makes me upset. It's another ploy that Satan uses to make sure he keeps up confusion. So if the person really is going to be developed or is being developed, Satan makes sure that there is a hurdle that he has to get over. Being presented by a person that's supposed to be with me too. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Yes, sir. It's not a whole lot of you. However it was written, there wouldn't be a lot of you. Matter of fact, Brother Minister, the messenger said it wouldn't be no more than a cab full? Yes, sir. I don't know what cab he was talking about, but that's what he said. Yes, sir. So the very few that you are, in order to show your power, you have to be really with this. And there's nothing that you need that the opportunity has not been afforded for you to actually get it. Nothing. You might not get it when you think you want it. But keep wanting it. And one day you wake up and look and see if it ain't there. And it'll be right in time. Robin, I'm absolutely astounded at you. You have a seat. This brother been with me ever since Merle, way back when. And just to have the idea for him to be escorted or make him to leave the nation and become part-time. That's very disappointing. I mean, very disappointing. Like I'm traveling someplace and I get 10 miles from the place and the person that's riding me go out there and stick ice pick in my tire. But I don't see him do it. But when we investigate, he did it. I mean, we almost arrived. Those kind of actions, those kind of people makes me want to say, oh, that's what you want to do? Well, I'll take everything back from you except the language. And I will not give you no one to speak the language to that speaks it with you. So you'll be like the Tower of Babel. You'll be speaking the right language, but you're speaking to the wrong people. They don't know what the hell you're saying. You know what they're saying, but they're saying nothing. You understand what's being said? Well, listen. We have quite a few things and quite a few places that we still have to venture into. And the more we're being known, the more the people, everybody that comes in contact with us wants this. They have to get past getting it the way they want it. They understand the only way they can have it is the way it really is. When they come to that realization, then they come, look, we got to have it. Well, since there's very few of us, what makes you think you can just quit? As though we or no one else invested anything in you. You're your own man. your own fault, your own this and your own that. That's crazy. Absolutely insane. You're walking, you're breathing the air, you was with God. You can't prove that I'm not. No formula you can use to prove that I'm not. I might not be moving as fast as you like for me to move. Most children think that. Parents is slow. Yes, if I was doing no more than what the children is doing, yeah, I'd be slow. But when the child tries to do what the parents do, before it's ready, they mess up everything. Then they, well, I'm sorry. That's not going to get it. You know, there's another thing too. It's a nagging thing to like somebody, but they just won't do right. I mean, every time you come around, the vibe feels good. I mean, the aura's good, the conversation's good, but them rascals just will not do right. They do good. You understand what I'm saying? You know, saying, man, I really like him. But I can't take him so much because he's a rascal. It's like a nag. Wouldn't you say that, Mason? Mm-hmm. You all should really take your time and ponder over or think over what has been given to you. And after it's given, you're always expected to do something with what you've been given. You remember what happened when God gave the man the talent and he buried it? You remember, right? He took it back and gave it to the one who did the most with it. That's the way it's going to be with some of you brothers that married and not treating your wives right. I'm going to send a nice, tall, handsome brother, right my height, looking better than me. When you look up, she's going to be gone. You can be scratching your head. My God, what happened? You didn't treat her right. And don't say, well, she ain't treating me right. How many I got, baby? Oh. I don't hear none of that crap. She don't treat me right. Oh, she don't treat me right. That's without a doubt. Because I ain't looking for nothing from her in the way of something that is got to be. It's a privilege and an honor to be with me. So I'm going to give you everything that you need. And if you treat that right, then I start giving you things you want. But it ain't going to be no, well, she don't treat me right. If that's the case, you ain't a man. I'm telling you right now from experience. A woman loves a man that's a man. He's a man here. He got morals and principles. He got cleanliness. He got things that he does regardless of whether his mother say yes or no, or his wife say yes or no, or if his son comes up and say yes or no. He does it because that's what he does. Ooh, see? You do that? Those of you that got wives, you will be happy. And then the wives will have something to talk about their man. Not their husband, their man. Well, I'm going to let you go. Quite a few of y'all that didn't call names. The ones that I did call been here a long time. When I first started, Mason pulled up with a car. We heard him 5 blocks coming. And ever since then, he ain't never left. Every time I go someplace, he's right there. But I like it. But he seems to be stuck. Reverend Robin, been with me a long time. Been in just about all the businesses. Matter of fact, he ran most of them. Then ran from them. do you expect to receive? What do you expect? If you do nothing, or if you're in a place to do, and you do it wrong, when you know how to do it right, what do you expect? We're getting ready to explode. I mean, really explode. Things are going to really boom. And when that happens, other people are coming that know how to do things. They may not know how to think absolutely right, but they will know how to do what they know how to do. And I'm most certainly going to put them to work. I understand Brother Samuel got this thing started here in Kansas City, Missouri, and now we're over here in Kansas City, Kansas. I understand they gave you the title of Minister of the Community, for the diner. So is it your efforts that is bringing the revenue up to where it is? Mm-hmm. So you found your niche? Okay. But you can't do it by yourself, can you? All right. You all got the message? All right, well, up until this date, I think it's going to be Brother Khalid, and I really don't want to take y'all's husbands from you. But then I look at some of my wives, I see them once a month or something like that, and my eyes be all red, need some rest. They give me some bean soup, some chocolate candy, gas me up. We want to get some residence where when we send the husbands away, that the wives can go also. If it's a week or so like that, it makes everything go better. However, we haven't reached that yet. So to get the restaurant really open, get it cleaned up, and get it, most of it's cosmetics from what we can see now. But to get it cleaned up and get all that stuff out of it. You supposed to be going, Brother Gregory? Or, you didn't tell nobody? Oh, okay. Well, maybe they shared it with everybody else. I'm doing that? Record. Well, it's only once in a while. One of those little things. That's right. Well, yes, sir. Oh, you already know Brother Duval? Well, your name is there. We expect you to work extra hard. No, but he's supposed to be one of the ones, right? I think Brother Khalid, Brother Thomas, and we want a couple of young brothers. And we say, didn't I say I want a couple of young brothers to go? I'm going to be doing some traveling around the country. And for different stops. For some of you sisters that are here all the time and don't really go no place, the invitation is out that you all can go with me, at least 3 of you at a time, based on what Ms. White said, who can go, Sister National. You know Sister National don't play. So if you go, you have to work and eat very little. There's something else that I'd like to say. Is this tape going someplace else other than here? It is? All right. There has my grandson, not Brother Michael. What's your name? Brother Aubrey. He brought to my attention that the brothers, FYI, should have an expense fund for me. And I said, well, I thought about it. Because what usually been happening, every time I go someplace and need some money, we take it out of the general treasury. So that's taken away from one of those bills that I have to scratch my head and see how I'm going to pay. So he proposed an amount that the brother should give, maybe weekly or whatnot. I'm rescinding that. The brothers should just give whatever they can give. I don't have no job. I don't pull in no income that way. However, I am making everything else to make money. At least a little bit. So those ones that have a difficulty in doing that because it's coming so late, it's what, 10, 15 years and that never took place. Now things are speeding up. You started, may not, if I don't need it, I'm gonna let you know, hey, we don't need it. But usually what we do when we go from a temple to a temple, we let the temple know what it's going to cost them for us to actually go. That's fuel, lodging, and food. Not no extra we got to put in the pocket. And the products that we take and we distribute or sell there, we got to give right back to Brother Reggie to make more. That's all right. I want him to see why, you was taking the money. If this is done until it's no longer needed, it would answer a lot of things. I think right now we got something like $3,000 in the account, and we owe Carter all how much money Friday? So you know where that's going. We got $5,000 in the bank. That's just Carter Oil. That ain't BPU and all them other bills. And man, who are y'all talking to on the phone? $1,000 bill on the phone. He said, y'all don't call me that much. My bill wants some money. I give thanks to those that have give. Brother Joseph Pettyway, he's given quite a bit. And I certainly appreciate it. And you might better say all praise is due to Allah. Yes, sir. Don't say yes, sir. You better say it. Because Satan will mess you up. We get in the pen and say, well, you just can't pay it, Brother Joseph, with you. Well, okay. I never come up where he said no. However, Brother Secretary James and Brother Counselor is working feverishly. And they can actually tell you where I'm at, that I am God, and that there is a Satan. Is that right? We get right there, and the man's mother died. We get right there, and he has a terrible accident. We get right there, and his house burned down. Is that right? And let me tell you, nothing like this has never happened to us before. Right. Because you decided to be with us, or help us, or make sure the deal go through. One man got so upset he didn't call for almost 9 months or something. You remember that? Overseas, I think it was overseas. Yeah, both of them done this. He was so traumatized. He said nothing like that never happened to him all his life. Didn't happen till we came. But that can't keep happening. Satan's not going to wear me down. I'm wearing him down. Well, I'm going to let you go. Remember, when I'm happy, it's because you have made me happy. Lost found people don't make me happy. They provide an opportunity for me to get them, but I ain't happy with them. But you all, when you take care of the little things, you never have no big thing. That clear? Yeah. And whatever you decide to do it right. If you don't know how to do it right and you're in that position, learn how. Find out. Ask somebody. Since I don't know how to do it right, but I really want to do this, who can help me? Just be straight up with it. I hope I'm not talking to myself. All right. Dr. Marvin, through his eyesight, he might say we are a very sick nation. Every time I hear somebody's calling him for something, even my house, somebody done fell off the roof or ran into a stove or done did something. Call Dr. Marvin. Call Dr. Marvin. And I don't remember sending any money to him. Did he make y'all pay? Thank you, Dr. Marvin. I hope to be where we can push a little bit that way pretty soon. We need the roof fixed on the medical center. Dr. Marvin have gave quite a bit of money and loaned quite a bit. We ain't paid a dime of it back yet. I don't know if he said anything about it. He hadn't said it. I told him, well, I'm going to get it as soon as you can. He said, all right. He's still waiting. You still waiting, Dr. Marvin? Not waiting? Okay, well, I'll get it to you quicker now. Those that have, like that Brother John from Atlanta, he's giving a couple $100,000. I will give all that I have and all within my power. But some of you part-timers, you have $50 left over, buy you a little beer, a little bit of weed. Don't even come to the filling station, purchasing a gas, thinking we're going to smell the weed in your car. I mean, I'm just making up a scenario. That can't be true, can it? Accept it or leave it alone. That's the power you're dealing with. If you accept it, you got it made. If you don't accept it, just leave it alone. If you don't accept it and you're still going to bother it, you're going to find out you're going to be crushed to powder. And that's not something we really want to do. We don't want to do that. We'd much rather you just walk away and just stay away until you're ready to come back and do right. All right? And a lot of the brothers that are my age and older have children, and the children are still waiting to see what their parents are going to do. Because they know they're catching hell. I don't care how much money they got or how much money they're making. They can't have no real friends, and white folks don't love them. Matter of fact, every time they turn around, white folks got some kind of scheme to steal the money from them. So they wait. Okay. I missed anything, grandson?
No, sir, Father. Did have something that I needed to clear up from what was stated.
Oh, yes, sir.
The question that you asked Brother Samuel. The question that Father asked Brother Samuel, is he responsible for the change? The answer was not accurate.
We must have accuracy, right? We still thank you for what you're doing, Brother Samuel. You're not all responsible. That's right. Okay, well, as soon as you can, Sister Dawn, we need to talk. All right? And don't be nervous. I'm not bringing no bat or nothing like that. I got my belt on. I'm going to keep it on. But we need to talk. And the rest of you all, keep your word. Because I'm going to keep mine. All right? And ain't nothing to it but to do it. Assalamu alaikum.